What's up guys, it's Talon here. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at how you can improve your solo Cash Cup skills by analyzing one of EU's all-time top Cash Cup pros and pros in general, and that is BenjyFishy. But before I get into this VOD review, guys, if you do enjoy my content or find what I'm telling you helpful, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. Also, I recently just got my supporter creator code in the Fortnite item shop. If you would like to support me that way, please use code TALON.FN in the Fortnite item shop, #ad. But without further ado, let's just jump right in. Alright guys, as you can see on the screen, we have BenjyFishy's POV. He's going to be landing Pleasant Park for this first game. Like I said, with these solo Cash Cup reviews, they're incredibly stacked because champs only took 1 week to get in. So all of these games are pretty much going to feature Surge. This is high level gameplay, and BenjyFishy doesn't place the best in this particular tournament. However, the reason I wanted to VOD review this because it's very similar to the meta where he absolutely popped off, and that is Chapter 2 Season 1 when it was floppers and no mobility. This is kind of the same thing. Little to no mobility in this particular meta, and so BenjyFishy dominates that. So I wanted to take a look and see how he performed this Cash Cup. He's been focusing more on content anyway. I'm gonna have this first kill muted here just because he's gonna be 50-50ing a chest and he's promoting his video. It's not really that important. He gets the gun, gets a free elimination off spawn. Things are gonna pick up here. He's gonna get beamed here pretty quickly, and this is a good example of keeping your composure. He's in a Discord call, just communicating with some homies, I'm assuming, which is a good thing to do in Cash Ups to keep you nice, calm, relaxed, and chill.
And this guy's like actually good.
He said this guy is good. He's actually good, but he makes a smart decision. He doesn't force anything.
He's just sitting there waiting. I'm just not gonna leave.
We can kind of just skip through this. So what he's going to end up eventually doing is he's going to take a car over to Jonesy. He's going to get a makeshift and absolutely bully this opponent. We're going to rewatch it.
They think they can just WQ the first lobby.
Great angle, drops him down and hits a headshot. Full boxes him. Gets that back wall. That back wall right there is so important because it's going to end this fight. Metro Classics in. He holds the wall and cone slides. Absolutely bullied, right? So this is incredibly important for ending a fight. You don't want this fight to get drawn out. You have a makeshift. You have a potential to upgrade. Now you're going to get some more gold from this elimination. But as this opponent is pushing, there's some really good things to learn from Benji right here. So he's going to sit here, recognize, look at his mats too. How important was it that he finishes this fight? It's an escape route right here, right? Builds a wall for an escape route, edits the opponent down, cracks for a significant amount of damage. Make sure he gets that cone. The opponent actually scuffs himself underneath the ramp, actually, so helped with the opponent. But that back wall right there is huge. Look at his mats. He almost has nothing. He's trying to spray in. He's like, okay, I'm going to Metro Classic in with a ramp. And then the opponent tries to break out. He shoots through, make sure he gets the cone, and holds the back wall so the opponent has no escape route, and he maximizes with what little mats that he has. Look at that refresh, 400, 300, 200 on this particular opponent. How big of a pickup was that? And so that just shows the importance of piece control and ending fights fast. And look, he's going to get upgraded to a blue pump.
Oh, it's got shit.
Good crosshair placement right here. Good aim. Good bloom. Let's see how he attacks this particular Invincible. Double swings right there. I don't know who is clapping in the mic. Gets the cone right in there. That little duck's so important. The guy makes a panic play when he has bigs and stuff. You can tell the opponent isn't that good. This game actually doesn't look as stacked as Savage's first game. Only 31 in this particular zone. Oh my goodness. Very nice bow. Oh my goodness. He headshot bows this one as well. He's actually going to call with Savage, the eventual Cash Cup winner. If you want to check out that VOD review, it's the previous game. Only a couple of tags. Why is that a W key for BenjyFishy? Because it's only a couple of tags. The opponent is either doesn't have enough heals, so he's going to be at health advantage the entire time. Good right hand peek right there and getting damage. The opponent's creating a ton of space.
He's got a primal.
Tried to pickaxe bait. See, notice the con that he's got a primal. That cone's so important right there. It makes this incredibly scuffed. Opponent actually slips out of it. Cones from underneath are so underrated. Blocks him off right here. And you can see him playing cautious with a primal.
So cold.
Pickaxe baits and then goes from underneath. You're going to see this throughout. Just a little bit better mechanics right here. Boom, and ends that fight. Going from underneath twice, right? It's because it's almost indefensible. If you get that cone in there from the floor, if you basically crouch up as you're spraying the floor, you're automatic guaranteed to get into the opponent's box 100% of the time. If someone comes from underneath, you have to rebox 100% of the time. There's nothing you can do to hold that. You hold that floor, you can't. There's no way. You can just basically, if you crouch through it and peek your head up, you're getting through that floor. So coming from the bottom on offense is a great way. And if you're on defense right there, you need to just make sure you're reboxing as much as you possibly can. A little bit of pre-fight damage here. Good AR pressure. Again, going from underneath. Cracks, gets the front wall, almost full boxes. The opponent does a great job of getting that cone off that saved him. Metro Classics in and finishes that fight. But the same exact thing that we've seen. Coming from underneath is a great way to get in. This game is actually not that stacked, so I apologize for saying that the game stacked earlier.
I think you make it a lot, man.
He may have started late, kind of a little bit of an elo glitch. I'm not in particular sure. He's definitely going to end up winning this particular game. What a rotate.
Highest win on the leaderboard's 14.
My hands have never been so cold in my life.
Funny, my hands have never been so cold in my life. He's a max bull. Goes earlier. Gets a big. Oh, good attempt. And that's unfortunate he shoots that out. But eventually he gives it up. Make sure he's focusing rotate.
Your edits were so slow then because the servers were so bad.
Beautiful crack.
Don't get the cone, stop sliding in the
And well, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier, right? If you go from the bottom, you can't hold the floor. There's zero defense to it, zero counter to it. You have to rebox if someone's going through your floor. If you just crouch up and do it, you'll eventually phase up in. It's impossible to counter. And it gets an important refresh. It's going to kind of follow this guy.
Still can't get a wall.
And then it's going to conserve tarp. This is how confident he is in this particular lobby. He's not even blocking off his left side, and he's actually more right than he is. But I think it's because he understands that it's on water, so he doesn't waste those mats. He's confident. Good aim right there. An opponent probably with no materials.
Did he have a front layoff?
He's got 600 mats to play with, and now he has a favorable zone. Now look at this. Checking win condition. Can I get height? Is there anything I could do? Cracked. Sets up the Metro Classic.
Look at this, look. I'm driving out.
Beautiful. Gets that cone down. I wonder if that really was... I wonder if that was Vortexia. It's possible. But gets a nice elimination. Avoids that RPG. Having RPG himself. Now this is smart. The opponent actually makes a good drop down attempt. He has the mats to fight for height, so he's going to probably continue to look for RPG opportunities. He's going to go up. Exactly. You see the RPG. The opponent also has RPG. Benji ends up winning it. Getting the guy off height. He's going to RPG down below. He's going to get any... And he's going to get a free elimination from that. And it's a 1v1. 400-ish mats. New zone comes in. Immediately switches off from the RPG. Such a good edit right there. Good reload management right now. Oh, that was a free opportunity. Doesn't get it. Tells him to chill. The opponent actually ends up RPGing himself. GG's. So good start for BenjyFishy. Now we see a Spire landing. He doesn't really land consistently anywhere. Actually, he probably did land Pleasant. Oh, what an absolute fry. 63 people, more than likely he did land Pleasant.
Oh my god.
Yeah, polio is where you like your joints and shit.
I don't know why they're talking about polio, but... Oh, see. Primal was nerfed today.
Man. Oh my god.
How frustrating would it have been to die like this?
That's so sick, man. I beam some kid, 150. He heals, and he just edits on me with Primal, hits me 180. And I hit him 110, he doesn't die.
You need to be aware next time.
One of the people in call says you need to be aware. That is also true. You kind of want to be careful. Make sure you have good crosshair placement. Even pickaxe base, the opponent just timed it perfectly well. Absolutely fries this opponent, so he's going to push over. No reason not to. Look how laggy the servers are. Like I said, once you get into...
There we go.
It's almost impossible.
Oh my god, the shield. That's what we needed.
And then he gets to cap mats. 44, going into half and half.
That laggy for me. It's 70 alive right now. Oh my god, I'm on 30.
Where did he get a gold pump from? So confused.
Benji, how many are alive in you?
Wait, chill.
Tells him to chill. It's good comms. If you're in a Discord call, make sure to calm when you really want to focus up. But him getting ahead early is going to make this rotate actually not bad at all. Good recognition that opponent's behind him. Decides to leave it. He has good mats. He doesn't need to force anything right now. And he's in. It's always good to look for refreshes, but you don't want to just get overzealous. Doesn't psycho in for that. Doesn't need it, right? Has enough mats to rotate there. And he's on a good side, and he's ahead.
Okay, a lot of people are dying now.
That was really good. Really good angle right there. Good right-hand peek. You're going to notice here. Oh, well, he got away. Okay, I'm just going to leave it. He's going to keep... And he can kind of conserve mats. He's on dead side. Same thing that we saw in Savage Rod. If you look. Hugging one side of Storm so you can save mats. Incredibly important. Incredibly important in this meta. Saving your materials. Incredibly important. Gets in through an old tarp. Just going to kind of look back, see if you can find anything. Gets a nice little crack right there. 250 mats. Still not going crazy for anything individual. Now you're going to see him get a nice elimination here. Just good recognition. He goes, sees this opponent, he cracks. That cone is so important. Gets him a nice refresh. Look at the amount of mats that guy had. 4-2-3. Almost from, he was at less than 250 starting that fight.
400 wood, 60 brick.
Rotating with wood early. Wants to save his hard mats towards the...
410 hard.
Tries to bully this guy that could possibly fight him. Goes for an attempt for a wall, doesn't get it, doesn't...
I'm getting shot by the lobby just because one little...
He gets up here quickly. Is he going to fight for it? It scuffs right there. And then immediately gives it up. And this is going to be some of the issues. He finds this opponent, and he gets RPG. That would have been a free pickup. I think he's going to get RPG here again. And this is... The mistake there is just going for height and not doing anything for with it really right there. Him going up for height early after he fried that opponent, if he stays ahead, he has plenty of mats to do so. But what ended up happening is because he ended up going for height and then he lost it, he challenged and lost. He burned a bunch of mats. He got behind and then he got RPG down to a bunch of congestion and then he got RPG down again. So preventable if he stays ahead there. I think he had enough mats. He didn't really need to go for height super early. Then again, it's an aggressive play. It just didn't work out in that particular situation. If he doesn't scuff that cone, he might be able to hold height and be fine, but he could have also got an RPG down. Good recognition that this opponent's in the bush.
I can't believe what just happened. Do you see that? What the...
That guy should have killed him. You're going to see him. 100% true. You got to be mindful of bushes this season.
Mate, no,
The bushes are incredibly strong.
Hit his shot, he would have believed me.
Now we're going into first moving. And 48 in a max pull, but he has peppers. And look, he finds a bunch of loot here on the ground. And he finds eggs as well.
Don't do it, yeah, because I've just got ads.
Wait, do I pick up eggs with my
No,
pepper?
just run it. Just
Yeah,
run
yeah,
it.
pick it up, pick it up.
Yeah,
No, wait,
scan it.
Is that I need to...
pick 'em up,
Oh no,
it's
actually...
You can tell he has no
I
experience with the eggs because he hasn't played with it since the update. He stated previously in the video, you guys didn't hear that, he hadn't played the game in a couple of days. His mom did unfortunately have a scare in the hospital. I believe it was around this time. And he was playing a Mar Trio Cup with her at some point. So just kind of focusing on content. They're telling him to use the eggs.
Ah!
I put in his trap.
Why?
He gets absolutely beamed. That's unfortunate. He's not getting heavy keyed. The car rotates are usually pretty good. It's pretty unfortunate that cone important coming from the
How
bottom.
has he got out of that?
No, because he's zero thing or something, I don't know.
But he went egg and jumping. And he's gonna yell, and I'm dead. This can be the problem with rotating with this particular item is it puts you up higher than you want to be. Like this. You kind of just sit there floating, just helplessly. And then he immediately goes to a side of zone, right? He's gonna go to a side with a bunch of congestion. He's not worried.
Oh no.
He nearly scuffs right there. It's okay. It's incredibly laggy.
What a rotate.
So what a rotate. Incredibly laggy. And then he gets zoned. Very fortunate.
He's trying to full bait me. He actually is. Yeah, look, he's trying to full bait me.
Really smart. Recognition that the opponent's trying to bait him into editing up. He takes his pepper.
No.
He's trying to get in, trying to get a refresh. He's going to get it right there. Very, very good. He drops the eggs, which I don't think eggs are super duper helpful. I think they're an okay movement item.
I'll
I'll give you 100 quid.
Really?
Look at this.
Oh.
Oh, nice.
Why are eggs dangerous? That is why eggs are dangerous. You need to really make sure you use them wisely. Just flying out in the open is going to get you fried. It's not the best movement item. It's like there's no protection like there is with bouncers. Maybe if you're going to jump, maybe place a floor over your head, kind of protect it down, you know, if you're going down elevation, it's a good thing to do. Maybe to pop one and then maybe just jump off, bounce your head off and fall down. But rotating out the open, you can see what happens when there is aim assist and good aim in the game. He gets fried.
I was cap.
And he had tons of mats too, it's unfortunate.
Oh my god. Alright, and what's...
Now we're landing Slurpee here.
Bow and an SMG, so I'm dead.
Bow and an SMG, so he's dead. And he gets purple primal shotgun.
Why'd you make that noise?
It's a free elimination.
Shit on.
What?
I know what I want to do. I want to hide.
You're gonna see this. This is incredibly scummy. He's gonna do this a bunch, but he's gonna do a lot of hiding and a lot of baiting with this gun. Because well, that's just kind of what it's good for. But look at his mats too, kind of shambles.
Break that run. Break that run. Oh, you're so silly.
This is what I think is happening. The reason why this play works, I think he went into replays and saw the route of this particular player that he's going to engage. Because how in the hell does this work? How does he know exactly where it's going to be? This is a tool you can use in your cash cups. He's at 255 in terms of match, right? He has literally 9 builds. He has an exact clue where this opponent is going to be, probably because he went in replays and watched this opponent's route. He's going to sit here and wait for this door. Absolutely fry, cone, and finish.
There we go.
Why did your aim just spaz out for a sec?
And look at his mats now. He is 3-4-5 now on mats. So many builds. Yeah, we go into an end game, not as stacked as it was the last one. He's got 4 bigs. He's got a lot of good materials and mats and stuff.
I need 50 shields. Like, I haven't got it 2 games in a row now at all.
Good rotations up.
Why is he stuck now?
Notice it immediately leaves that, right? Doesn't want to sit there and waste time. He wants to get ahead in early. Especially when he has it. He takes a little bit of his rotate, but takes the extra time to go right. Not that big of an issue because he has...
Because, like, everybody, I don't know, nobody has movement.
Yep. And that's kind of the crux of the season. That's why Harpoon is needed, and it's probably... If more Harpoons were in play for Benji, I think if he would have done a significant... The guy just got absolutely bullied.
10! Oh no, that's a BenjyFishy. No, I can't kill BenjyFishy.
Right now, sitting at around 400-ish mats, and he gets zone.
Some random guy. To be fair though, I've gone from Slurpee to Stealthy.
You've got the best zone in the lobby.
Yeah.
No one has a better zone than you.
Savage has 97 placement, 22 of them.
How many points is he on?
190.
On 119, I'm on 45.
Sounds like CRR. Oh, he gets that guy boxed.
Yeah, like,
But is he going to psycho in it?
Running, trying to double keep as well. I just can't do it. Actually, there is me. If I win, he's
Wait,
winning
okay.
now.
Oh, I'm deafened.
Just deafened right there. Nice getting ahead right here. Shotgun shot doesn't really do anything. I think it's smart to keep the shotgun shot out though, just because of the fact that getting in those type of close quarter fights. He's at 100 builds. So he's going to sit here at wait at front edge for a significant amount of time and see if he can find something. Just covering his head, trying to look for something, and he goes and finds someone back, and he's misses every single shot.
Believe it!
He says he can't believe it. It was the right play. He would have got an impact there, but he just misses his shot.
Like,
And gets...
what the...
He gets absolutely beamed by this opponent. The opponent also has the boots, which is like glider redeploy.
Yeah.
Creating a lot of space with his materials to try to get this opponent off. Opponent's doing a good job of pressuring, but this is why you create a lot of space. You go back and do all your old fully built builds, and look at that. He gets a mini and a big.
Yeah.
How?
Don't know.
Found opponent for 30.
He's trying to double kill me. it's a deal.
He thinks it's a deal just because of the skin. Hits him for 135. But I believe he's going to take this opportunity to heal. Nope.
Just 70 HP, by the way.
Yep. I'm getting greedy.
He gets,
I love him.
says 70 HP.
He's insta-dinked me. What? I'd like to...
I think he actually missed. That's a weird play. These opponents are pressuring him significantly. Nice little crack right there.
Oh!
You can tell Benji's fishy skill just by the fact that with how much he's dealing with.
Yeah, they'll save as a class, Benji. Shit.
I believe he ends up actually eliminating this guy. Gets a guy to over-aggress in a box, I believe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, no,
Yep,
that's-
opponent gets full in.
Benji, your save is horrendous.
Oh my god!
I
I
dropped pink. You just shit
That was
There's
pink.
no way that's actually eye drop.
and pink.
Put them both together and you killed them.
How have you done that?
And that's what I said, the primal shotgun causes you to play absolutely brain dead.
Probably makes
And that's exactly what ends up happening. Benji does a great job of assuaging pressure and keeping his composure. Gets half and half, we spawn him in half and half as well.
No, it weren't like this in your
He got fried to 60 HP, he got constantly W keyed by multiple opponents, and he found a way, right? He kept his head about him, even while not being happy with it. It's a good mentality to have. Watch this. This guy's gonna get fried.
Oh my god!
He's gonna get all these mats. He gets headshot dinked.
Waff, waff. Hard waff. Oh my god, hard waff.
Gets a nice little refresh.
How's he flying?
You might have got picked.
You know, I measured myself, by the way. Fucking...
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Benji is 5'11" confirmed.
Mum's life, I'm 5'11". I measured myself.
Now look at this rotate right here. Goes early, right? No, which is sometimes you're gonna have to do.
Where's my
40.
base? Found it.
Found his base, which is really important. You can control edits, control space. He's kind of looking right there to see what it's looking like. Sees opponents above him. An elimination, giving him a good amount of surge. Notice getting to a dead side, right? Getting to that right side so he doesn't have to waste as many mats. Attempts for it. And then goes back a little bit left. I think this was just so he could get some free space, because then he immediately goes back right. I don't know if he didn't want to be near this particular opponent, but he gets into an area where there's a lot of clear space for him to rotate. And when he makes a stare at it incorrectly, he just switches up a layer. That's how much space he had. And he gets all the way in. He looks back for picks. That's why you don't want to be back there, right? You're going to get just held by people that are already in. Benji gets ahead early and holds his entire lobby for the most part. Fortunately, with the primal rifle not having as great of aim as he would probably hope for. With the amount of bloom. Gets another fortunate zone. Still 400 mats. Kind of still always looking for opportunities. He's on such a good side of zone. Notice how, again, same thing. If we look at the talk about when you're making these rotates, look. Hugging on the side of zone. Makes you save materials, which in this meta is so crucial. It's going to continue to drop down. It's a huge crack right here. Unfortunate, that's a missed opportunity right there. Just a little bit better mechanically. Now he's in though. But emplacements are incredibly important. Pickaxe Bates doesn't get in, but full boxes that opponent. That's Floki. GG's. I believe he also placed in the money. Drops the cabbages, doesn't get the scar. Just trying to find a way to get in, and he's found it. Look at that, all that clear space. He's just going to have to be aware that people are all around him. He has about 20-ish builds he can get in all the way in if he wants. Basically uses that as an opportunity to get those materials. Beautiful. Exit escape route. Let's talk about it, right? Boom, boom, boom. He plays these eliminations on low ground so well. And it's just all from one movement and two understanding of how to get away if things get sticky. So we're going to see him. He kind of boxes on a scuff flare, right? But here's the benefit of that. You're there in like 7th or 8th zone. There's going to be a lot of eliminations possible here. He creates a lot of space. He uses his mats to create space, even though he's already in. Now, Scuff mechanically maybe would have gotten this particular elimination, but he ends up getting the refresh anyways. Opponent isn't able to get it because of the opponent above him. So Benji makes sure before going in, then covers his head, gets all of those materials, not a significant amount. The opponent tries to get through, makes an edit through, ducks behind his wall, cracks, and then has an escape route in case he doesn't kill him. But that's important. And then what you're going to see here is just opponent breaks through the back of his Tark on low ground. Boom. Another free elimination. So 2 free points. He's going to go back and get those mats as well and improve his chances of placing number 1 in this particular match just from smart endgame knowledge. He gets a favorable zone back into the old tarp. And look at his mats. He's 4-1. He's 4-1. About 500-ish total. And you're going to see him try and look for drop bounds, look for any more refreshes. 39 cracked. It's a little bit unfortunate right there. He's going to take a ton of cabbages. Cabbages aren't that great for storm healing, to be honest, but it's better than nothing. So I believe he's going to end up actually dying to zone here.
No, 6.
So again, just kind of a misplay, honestly. Going for that last elimination, he ended up getting cracked. Let's go take a look at it, the elimination that kind of got him in this situation to where. So we noticed that there's this one opponent on low ground. We saw it could have been a better game for sure with how many mats. I think, in my opinion, in 9th, just continue to go forward. You don't really need that pick, especially with all this congestion, if you just stay ahead. I think in that situation, he's probably pretty upset with himself that he went for this pick. He didn't really need it, in my opinion, especially with how much congestion. Now, this isn't bad angle right here. This is actually good. The opponent, I believe, gets RPG down right here. This is a right-hand peek with protection, but not good crosshair placement, 39. Takes it right here, misses the shot, and then tries to build a wall and scuffs mechanically. And now he's getting held at the storm, right? If he continues just to go to head, he doesn't really need it. Look, he is in 9th zone. He has 500 mats, but there's so much congestion there, he's not going to have to use them all. He can maximize his placement, right? Top 5, you get placement all the way around. So placing 5th is really, really, really unfortunate. And then a misplay with thinking that the cabbages are going to be able to save him as he's sitting there and eat him. As you can see, it actually doesn't do anything to help your HP in a 10 tick. So that's just a good knowledge thing. Is cabbages are good if you tank. You can't tank storm with them. But, I mean, if you get some storm damage and have him, it's not the worst thing. He gets a huge crack here, but, I mean, he just mistimed the timing. That opponent gets in ahead of him, actually was behind him originally, and that's just kind of the point. Apologize, guys, there was an ad. Now, he's landing on Slurpy Swamping it. His opponent up above him, who's then going to jump down. No, I think he says he has a bow.
Bro, there's no way.
He takes 58 fall damage right there. A little bit of a misplay, overzealous. And I think this is a good example of tunnel vision.
Sick, man.
I think he's actually going to end up picking up this elimination, but he's literal 1 HP. He rushes down with no mats. And then he gets a free elimination onto this opponent. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get out of this. Look at the aim right there. The opponent actually backs off. But a smarter play would have probably sit there to get shield barrels, get a little bit more loot.
Anybody see that? Come on.
He actually survives that. But again, it's a good example of tunnel vision. He's fortunate that third party there kind of bails him out. He ends up dying if that's just a 1v1 100%. The opponent hasn't been hit. Benji took a lot of fall damage. Just overzealous, just what I would call tunnel vision. And then you're going to see the same broken strategy of sitting here baiting a certain spot and primal shotgunning someone. They nerfed it. I still think it's going to be broken just by the nature of the beast. He's fighting 7 Josh right here. This fight is actually... Imagine if that would have pumped. That would have been so nice. It's 45 white in the opponent. Gets in right here. Good reload management. Immediately tries. This opponent, you can tell, is doing a good job of efficiently using his maps. Pickaxe baiting.
Bro,
Opponent pre-fires
no
there
way.
excellently. And it's a professional player, so this is actually a very good fight to watch. You can even see how the opponent kind of turns the fight. That was really good. It was a very, very, very good angle right there. It was far protected. It was more of a clicks peek. He used the ramp to protect himself. I don't know where he gets shot from right there, but he takes a significant amount of damage. He's fortunate to have all these heals. He doesn't even opt to go for the big. Hits the opponent for 12, cracks him, and then finishes him.
Oh my god, it was 7, Josh.
7, bro.
Oh my god.
Sees this opponent right here. Nice pre-fight damage, 66. Difference between having a regular AR or not. And now we were going to see some Harpoon gameplay, which in my opinion is the best thing you can carry in this particular season. This guy is running for the hills. So versatile, so many uses, and then he harpoons him right here. I think he's going to finally full box him here. Nope. The opponent actually gets up. Is he going to full box him here? Nope.
Beat him up.
Guy's singing Reese's Puffs in the background. He cones him right here. Fantastic. Gets the wall cone slides.
Holy.
Absolutely bullied.
Everyone's run.
And this is why I say, you know, he used a lot of his harpoons, but it's so versatile for so many reasons. He kept the pressure on this guy's neck for so long. For so long. He had so many good attempts there at piece control. This harpoon, like I said, is so versatile. So, like I said, we get this skewer here. He tries to get in there, doesn't get there. I think if he goes in here and places a cone as he goes, instead of just cycling in. Oh, I forgot. With the animation, more than likely that's not going to be possible. This guy is really, really fortunate to get out as much as he did. The opponent probably has a low ping. Almost gets full box right here. Scuffed mechanically, unfortunately, from Benji right there is the reason why. He gets up and out. He nearly gets piece control here. He gets that cone. Opponent actually gets it. Right here. Kind of same thing. He's going to go for a wall this time because it's a little bit better. And that's where the harpoon versatility is so good. Look at how hard the opponent is running for his life. Now Benji's going to get that nice little cone and make sure he gets that back wall. And this is really important for the cone slide. The opponent thinks he has a wall and it's a GG's. Just constant pressure and great usage of the harpoon. Like I said, I've been saying it for since the beginning of the season. Harpoon is going to be your best friend. I don't know what that was. Oh my goodness. 130 in the forehead. And now this guy's going to get hard sprayed. Tries to get in right there. Opponent's doing a good job of using his space to get away. Opponent's sitting in the wood on the ultimate low. Beautiful crack right there. He's kind of doing a good job of avoiding the third party. Such an awkward spot because of the tree. That little click peek right there was brilliant. I believe he's going to finally get taken out by someone else. Nope, he actually does get that impact.
Oh my god.
And that RPG a huge portion. And look, half and half Benji's there.
And I've been coned somehow.
He's been coned somehow. God, he's fighting for height. It's another favorable zone too. Beautiful crack right here. He's going to try and aggress for it, I believe. But I don't think he overextends. Look at the crosshair placement and then gets that ramp in there. Protects that opponent's going to drop down coming from the bottom. And then he eventually RPGs. And then same thing with the cone from the bottom. Just makes the opponent have to rebox. It's constantly good pressure. A little bit better reload management there. And then eventually gets some stitch row GG's. Gets peppers and a scar. And he's also on dead side. Nice. I don't know, taking a blue battle. It ended up working out in his favor, getting a head dink. Opponent drops down. Someone doesn't take any fall damage. That refresh actually wasn't a ton of mats. Goes through all this protected congestion. And then right here, he's going to box up. Take big. But his mats aren't looking too good. He's going to need to get an impact here. He does have RPG. This is a good attempt angle. We saw Savage do this angle in the Savage solo Cash Cup VOD review. It's a good cheeky angle. But he's now stretched it into top 30. Now maybe looking for some RPG plays if he can. He's still off a pepper. He's going to drop to a free layer. Misses the shot. That was a really good opportunity, but unsuccessful. Dropping down here is going to probably be a little bit rough. Yep, and he gets one pumped. Apologize, guys. There was an ad. Let's continue. It's a good right-hand peek. The opponent goes in with a primal and somehow loses. Gets a free elimination. He's at 2-1-5. Oh, that was such a good attempt. Tries to pickaxe bait. Coming from underneath constantly. Look how scuffed this is. Then he gets his own cone slide. And then wins the crosshair placement. And the opponent is incredibly stacked for...
No joke, I haven't played a laggy game before. This is more laggy than like World Cup and everything. I think.
The Surgers were really, really bad. He's going to use a hop egg here for rotation. And this is where the hop eggs, I think, really are valuable. Of going from elevation to de-elevation in your rotates. He gets in almost flawlessly, barely uses 200-ish mats to create a double box in zone.
Look how this pissed me off. I chased this kid
Fantastic right there.
so far.
Guy harpooned the harpoon. You see him trying to harpoon the mats. He's going to create a wall off. Look how smart that is. Everything about this engagement is great. Even the way he goes and gets the mats. It's such a little nuanced thing, but it's so important. It's incredibly important. All of that was so important. Let's take a look. Just some of the things he does right. 1, right-hand peek. Elevator right-hand peek or arc of peek. Cone slide. The opponent gets actually Pokemoned into the cone. Edits through. Cracks. The opponent trying to break through on not his floor. Benji recognizes it, takes his floor. He's somehow cone slid by someone else. It works. Now he gets that elimination. Now, the most of the loot is going to be stolen. But Benji recognizing this takes a safe protected angle to get this wall. Right here, he shoots through. Says, okay, you want it? Boom. I like free loot. I'll take the free brick. I'll max out my brick again. Fantastic. I'll take a big pot. And then he's going to get whatever is left from his previous elimination. And that's just incredibly educated and smart. And you can tell an experienced player. Going to dead side right here. Going early. Like which sometimes you're going to have to do in half and half. Now we hear someone building behind him. So he cautiously basically blocks off his back. And then he's like, okay, I'm going to follow this guy's rotation. Gets as dead as he possibly can. Follows this guy. Notice not shooting. He wants this guy to go ahead. Fantastic. I don't know if he had any information on that. Good pickaxe bait crosshair placement. He gets another kind of refreshes. That opponent was kind of shambles. He had makeshifts. Not a lot of great stuff. Look at this angle. Fantastic. Opponent's... Let's see if he tries to over-aggress on this opponent. He shocks it in and fantastic. Just good recognition, good tracking where the opponent is. Didn't over-aggress. Timed it perfectly. Got him when he wasn't looking. Shotgun through. And then got even more of a refresh. Creates a full box here. And then decides to go. Look at all these. Again, same thing. Even in first moving. Hugging side of zone. Sprayed from the back. It's a little bit interesting. Wouldn't expect that. Now the same layer, that I understand a little bit more. So you do a little same layer shenanigans. Now he's going to go. He's going to get beamed, unfortunately. But he has tons of mats. He's 3-2-3. Takes all his heals, and now he's at the back of zone, unfortunately. But this has allowed some of the congestion to form for him. And he sees this guy's tarp. Tried to go for an impact there. And then he drops down. He realizes how open and exposed he is. That's a solo. And then he drops back down to a much less congested area. Make sure he places a cone before he bigs. Has 350 mats, not the best, but not great. No movement in the game. You're gonna have to find these picks. Tries to find that, doesn't get it. Gets cracked from somewhere. Has flopper, 4 floppers, right? So he can tank storm. He's decided this is the point he needs to heal and tank storm. This is vintage BenjyFishy. This is what I was talking about. Chapter 2, Season 1, where floppers were the plays. They were 50 HP back then. Now only being 40. He gets in. Still has like 150-ish mats. But him taking storm got him a good amount of placement points. Gets a nice little pickup right there on someone with the back, and that's good recognition. Up to 300-ish mats. And as you see, hugging the storm again. If we pause, look. Again, hugging a side of the storm. Really good attempt right there. Gets that finish. He's going to drop. And he gets RPG down again. Opponent 40 in his box. Harpoon, so versatile. Can get you through scuffed areas of builds. 7 eliminations. This is such a good pop-off game. 56 cracked. Harpoons. Is he going to be able to get this elimination? He doesn't really have to go for it. Now he does because he's getting RPG grief. So not a lot of mats. This is such good movement around. It's a huge one pump. And then he misses the shot right there.
Oh my god!
That would have been such a huge pop-off game. The only thing he does wrong there is miss a shot. He gets a quick 2-punch because his AR aim was fantastic. After that, he just missed the pump shot. If he gets those 2 eliminations, he's going to be chilling. Let's see how many mats he gets. He gets a shambles mats. And whatever he would have gotten from that particular opponent. Really, really, really good stuff from Benji in this VOD review. There were some mistakes in there, in my opinion, but that's the name of the game. And you're going to see him, I believe you're going to see him and his placement. He placed 40th, which is still in the money, 127. So a good showing. He only got to play 7 matches, like I said. Average elims 4. Average place is top 15. Not as good as Savage's day, obviously, since Savage won the cup. I think Benji just unfortunately had some unfortunate situations happen to him. I think the biggest takeaway that I saw that was consistent in this VOD review is getting opponents from the bottom, going underneath them, placing a cone, attacking from the bottom, making them rebox. It was crucial to a lot of his pickups, and it was a great way of continuing his pressure. We saw some of the harpoon usage. I think Benji will go back and VOD review, see how important the harpoon is this season and having that in your arsenal. If you watch Savage's VOD review that I did of him, it was literally the reason why he won the entire tournament. It gave him such an advantage on his opponents who didn't have that harpoon. It allowed him to refresh mats and all that stuff. In terms of Benji, like I said, the biggest thing was him coming from underneath and the dead side rotation. You constantly saw him always making plans to make sure he got to a side of zone that was dead, where that way he could save mats when he was building. He was also fortunate for his first cash game to not be that stack. He got pretty much free start off. He did a good job overcoming adversity too. There was a lot of times, a lot of scuffed situations that he came back from. Overall, it was a good showing. I expect BenjyFishy to be at the top of the leaderboard, especially by the end of the season when he really starts taking comp seriously. He always does, so I'm looking forward to that. But that is going to do it for today's VOD review, guys. I hope that you did enjoy. If you did, please drop a like on this video, hit that subscribe button, and turn on post notifications. And I hope I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.